Ah, and if you can make me, oh, hello, Bubba. See, can't see you.
Great. Still unpacking? That was a question to you, John.
What? I don't know why is this doing this music. Right, Bubba C.
Yes, sir.
How do you spell calendar on your Facebook name?
CALENDER.
That's what I've got. Marvelous.
What happened? It didn't go through?
No. I own it in Romania. Wanted your contact. She works with Georgiana. I think she might have come to the festival. I'm not sure, but they're doing stuff in Romania, so I don't know what they want before. But I'm giving them your contact as asked.
By all means.
Just spread your. Oh, we just had a wonderful
Festival?
No, Cambridge Folk Festival, and Aleem Kamara was there.
Ooh,
and
wow.
he's like Yusufu, but with twice as much energy.
Oh no, that should be illegal.
Yeah,
hey, my face isn't showing. What's going on?
I don't. Why does my phone keep doing it? Okay, I suspect that's it. Complete chaos at my place because I'm in the middle of moving.
Right, that's what I was saying. Are you still unpacking?
I'm packing.
Ah.
I'm still in the flat. I've just taken a load up to the new house, but I'll do it gradually over the next few days, and I hope to be out by Friday. Got people coming to help me with the furniture on Friday.
So you'll be moving on my birthday.
I'll be moving on your birthday. Yeah, well, I celebrate your birthday by that. I'll have to be out by next Wednesday, I think. What's the 10th? Next Thursday, I have to be out. But well, I have to be at a festival anyway on Thursday, so I've got Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to clear the place up to try and get my deposit back.
Wow.
They're bound to find an excuse not to give it to
me. They tried that quite a bit.
Yes.
Hey,
Waleed, how are you?
Face is not showing.
I'm not sure who's arriving. Oh, are we up on Facebook already?
I think so.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and assembled company, we wait with bated breath for our young people to join us. Jasmine will not be with us today. She has a sports day tomorrow and is competing, so has to go to bed early to be ready. We will give Kenza another few minutes to join us. It is that time of day. It is that time of the year when people are doing things. Waleed, how is your existence? How are you?
Oops.
Well, let's say what's coming up then. I'll talk about, we have a wonderful African storyteller on Friday, for the first one of August. So that's going to be Amna Berkey, who I'm told is fantastic. Whether I actually get a chance to see her, whether I'm in the middle of this move, I don't know. I'm about to. And last Friday's is worth a catch up, which was Georgia and Evie from Cyprus and Greece, respectively. Respectively, yes.
Yeah, I missed last
I
Friday.
don't know if we've ever done anything respectable on the. Hello, Manuela. How are you?
Hello, John. Hi. Hi.
Well, I'm not sure who's joining us today.
Okay.
Kenza was hoping to, because she was hoping to introduce to us to her grandmother. I see David joining us.
Okay. Hello, Baba C.
Hey, Manuela, long time no see, but I'm back.
Oh,
Yes. I mean,
David is walking in the open air somewhere.
and it's
On
chilly.
the Devon in Devon.
Hello, David.
Hello,
Hello,
hi
David.
Manuela, hi John, hi Babasi. Yes, I'm walking along on a cliff top in Devon.
So, would you care to talk about last week so people can get a catch up? And
Yeah,
next
course.
week,
yeah, of course.
which is,
So
or this Friday, in fact.
are we waiting for Kenza and Jasname
Yeah,
at the moment?
well, Jasname's not coming on account of the fact that she's got a sports day tomorrow and will be
Oh, right.
competing. So and it's about, it's about 11 o'clock at night in India, in Punjab. So she won't be here. But hopefully Kenza will. She promised to introduce us to her grandmother if possible.
Yeah, well,
today.
that's part of the reason I
Yeah.
tuned in, because I'm dying to meet Kenza's grandmother. The source of all of these stories.
Yes.
I'm just texting.
So yes, I'll briefly talk about last Friday. So Friday was amazing. The last Friday storytelling for children was beamed out from our home in Exeter, because we had two storytellers staying with us, two friends who've done courses with me and Tammy, and they were Evie Caridi from Athens and Georgia Pieri from Cyprus. And they did a week of creative ideas for the classroom. They're already brilliantly creative. And on the last day of our coaching sessions, Friday, we prepared, well, they've been preparing all week really, to tell stories live, and it was marvelous. If any of you haven't watched it yet, watch it all, but also watch the final story on Friday, because it was a co-telling between Georgia and Evie, and they invited me to join in with them. So it was a kind of theatrical retelling of a story that lots of people know very well. It was very joyful. And equally, this coming Friday, another person I've got who I coach, but is a fantastic storyteller, Amna Berkey, who lives in Winnipeg in Canada, and her heritage is in South Asia. So she's grew up in Pakistan, and her parents were from northern India. And she's going to be telling stories from her own heritage, I think, mostly stories from Asia. And she's just got a brilliant repertoire of stories, a lot of which she learned from her grandparents and parents. So she's bringing her tradition to the cafe on Friday, children's stories from some of which are from her own childhood memories.
Marvelous.
Yeah, so it's going to be great.
So, Spina is waiting to be admitted. We're getting quite a gang of adults, marvelous adults actually. Despina, Manuela, David, guy sitting in Washington DC, who I've forgotten his name, and we're waiting with bated breath for Kenza to join us.
When one has bated breath, what is the breath baited for?
I haven't the faintest idea where it comes from. Well, I could Google it, couldn't I?
Hello, Despina.
John,
Where does...
John, in your experience, do most people in Morocco speak French as well as Arabic and Berber?
Yes, but English is becoming the official second language. It'll take a while to establish that.
I was just saying that if interpretation is required, my French is good, so I could always. But then again,
but she may
Arabic
just speak Darija. Just a second.
David, I'm not going to say my French is bad, but if I were speaking French, you would have to interpret.
Oh, yes, please, Despina, show us a bit of your island. Wow.
So
At the beach.
bated breath literally means holding one's breath. Bait means restrain.
Ah,
That's beautiful, Despina. Sorry, John, I was watching,
Yeah,
observing the island. Despina.
but marvelous, marvelous.
I'll just unmute for a little while so you can listen to the waves and the cicadas.
So the
Wow. That's beautiful, Despina. Where in Greece are you? What's the island called? Syros. A lot of
right, I'm going back to bated breath. You'll breathe easier once you master this frequently misused phrase. Bated breath first appeared in Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice in
Wow.
1605, using a shortened form of abated, which means stopped or reduced. The phrase refers to people holding their breath in excitement or fear as they wait to see what happens next. There you are.
there you are.
It's not only entertaining here, it's educational, which
I always thought you were often quoting Shakespeare, John.
well, I did do a project in prison where we wrote a play. There is a rumor, or probably a false story, because that there's some missing years of Shakespeare, and the rumor is that he was banged up during this time for nicking deer, so it was completely ludicrous. Everyone that signed up for my course but got shipped out the weekend before the course started. So I walked around the landing at the prison recruiting people. So I had an interesting cast, and what the idea was to build a play using bits of Shakespeare but relating it to prison. We talked about Tudor prisons and the fact that you could get out by one of the ways of getting out, if you didn't have the money to bribe your way out, was to claim the power of clergy. So you could claim the power of clergy by being able to read the Bible. So then you could be tried by the church, which was less robust. So we started the whole thing with them kicking around a book, but rolled up newspaper, and then someone picking up a Paul Yorick, etc. And someone asked what was Shakespeare doing, and he said, writing. Well, what use is this writing? Well, for a start, said Shakespeare, said Will, you could claim the power of clergy, and so everyone pricks their ears up because it allows them to get out. The other thing is, he said, and writing a good sonnet is a fantastic way to chat up women. And so we had this Forsyth character in there. So we created a Forsyth character who had his little gang, his boys around him. So it was like a prison gang that we instantly created. And one turns around and says, it could be better use for getting some coin out of that widow you're developing. And it went on like that. And so we built the whole play around quotes from Shakespeare. And but the problem was, because it was a prison with everyone on remand, you never had the whole cast. And prisoners on remand, you can't, it's not compulsory for them to go to anything. So if they decide they don't want to come, so we could never get the whole cast. We did the whole thing in a tiny room, but we could never get the whole cast in the room together. They always had to go off and see their brief, their lawyer, or get their meds or something. So
it was a bit like impromptu theatre.
yeah. So what we did, it was going to be impossible for us to perform it, so we decided to make it a radio play, and we recorded it, and we recorded whoever was in the room. We did it like a film. We didn't do it chronologically. We recorded bits until we had the whole thing completed, which was a challenge, especially for the poor woman who was editing it. And
Can imagine.
it was probably the most off the wall production I've ever done in prison, but it won a prize for Prisoners' Arts. Well, big Cursor Awards, which are a big Arts in Prisons award. So we were quite pleased with the result. It was ridiculous. It was one of my more lunatic projects.
Have you published any of this? Is it anywhere where you can read it?
Well, no. There's I have had some of the prison writing published and out,
Yeah.
but it always has to be for private use because or invited. And there may be some stuff. I might have some stuff somewhere. I might have some young offenders. Who said they were working in? I'm just going to look at the chat. Who's doing a singing?
I am.
You are.
So practically they were looking for resources, and I've written a middle school course book, and so I sent them 25 copies of my book for teaching English, learning English. And so I'm going in there and they're going to talk to the author. So for them, it's, they're youth, they're all under 15, these kids. So it's a youth prison. And I'll be talking to them. And
it's an author visit.
Sorry?
It's an author visit.
An author visit.
Excellent. No, it's really good. They'll enjoy it, especially given the subject, because English is speaking English is saleable.
And it gives them a skill that, when they come out, hopefully it'll give them an extra advantage if they can speak English. They have regular lessons in there, but it's my first experience, so it was quite curious that you talked about Shakespeare and your project in prison.
I produced a book of poetry and writing with young offenders, and I managed to get it reviewed in a national newspaper, which was very good for their. Very good for their.
Is it available in the public domain or not?
I don't know.
What's it called?
Probably not. Maybe maybe by writing to the prison, but I'm not sure. We did it through Writers in Prisons Network, which no longer exists. But
very interesting, John.
yeah, I've had
John, you mentioned doing Shakespeare in prison, which reminded me of an off-related. I once did radio drama, not by Shakespeare, but Oscar Wilde, The Importance of Being Earnest. And I played Ernest, but I had
you
to
played the
whistle.
handbag, did you?
I had to whistle, and I cannot whistle. I have many skills, but whistling is not one of them. So what they did is they hired a whistling double for me.
Wow.
So whenever my character had to whistle, the guy would do the whistling, and we were very in sync. And you wouldn't even know that it wasn't me whistling. But that just reminded me of that. And I have done work in the juvenile correctional facility. I thought it was going to be something like, dormitory style stuff, but there was some serious criminals in there. I mean, serious. And the young man that I had helping me, I called up on the stage to help, called up to help perform. Turned out that as far as the inmates were concerned, he ran the joint. And the staff was amazed that he came up and allowed himself to be in the position I put him in. I did tell him, I said, they're not laughing at you, they're laughing at what I have you do. But he was very great. And I'm like, wow.
There was I remember one prison where we used to write these comedies and put on, and so we had all the audiences, and security was nominals is a name for the more interesting prisoners, the more dangerous and more
yes.
And I remember someone asked the security governor if they were going to have to vet the people that were coming to see the play to make sure that they wouldn't cause any trouble. And the security governor said, "John's got all the nominals in his cast." So, but I have done something in America, in Texas, at a young offenders place, which is extraordinary. I mean, here it tends to be somewhat chaotic. Movement especially is chaotic, and then it settles down once they're in education. In Texas, it was both boys and girls in the same establishment, very separated, but they marched them in their little orange jumpsuits, and in time, and they sat in rows, and it was kind of weird because the officers were at the back, sort of looking very hard, and all being Texas, all the teachers were sort of hippies in their sort of in their ethnic clothing down the side, and there was but there, I mean, people knock the American system, but it's the only place I know where joining the library got you points towards your parole.
Really?
Well, I just think that's amazing. I just think that's, just anything that encourages young people to read and write.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, all the freebies, like the pens and things, they weren't particularly interested in because they could have nicked those anyway. But but it's been fascinating. I've just been writing a reference for someone who I work with because we're trying to get some development work for prisons because arts in prisons is going through a very hard time.
Well, I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, please. But best of luck with it. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. And they'll love it.
Kenza hasn't got back to me, so maybe she's not around at the moment, but we have been in touch, and
She's in Morocco at the moment.
Yeah, and she said we are like going to meet probably on Zoom while she's in Morocco, but maybe face to face when she comes back here to Italy, because we're taking forward the book project.
Well, yes, that'd be marvelous. And especially with if we have it ready so we can launch it as part of the festival, because of Marrakesh being the Islamic City of Culture next year.
And in fact, I can't share my screen, but I was going to show you some of the work we've started doing. So the stories are going to be in English, Arabic, and Italian.
Wow.
Now, the Italian and the English I have no problem checking, but I'm not sure how well Kenza writes Arabic. So I think it needs to be checked.
Well, we can probably get Zuhair to check that. Or Lala Fatima. She's a teacher she's a supervisor in Marrakesh who I work closely with. I'll be seeing her in November, at the end of November, because we're trying to put together some workshops for teachers.
So it's very simple. It's in a Word document, and there'll be an introduction to Kenza and our encounter, thanks to the World Storytelling Cafe, how it all happened, and how the World Storytelling Cafe is what has, you know, it's been the link for these stories to be published. And then probably a preface, you guys, especially you, John.
Me, I know nothing.
No, John, Babasi, Mike, I mean, everybody that's been encouraging Kenza and myself to get onto this.
Yeah, well, I'll write it and then I'll just name check everyone.
Yeah. And she's got we've got about 10, I think 10 stories.
Fantastic.
But I said to her, we should aim to have about 20.
I think that's about right, yeah.
And then we'll see what we can do with
if you have 20, you'll definitely have at least half of them that won't be known. Or a percentage that won't be known, which would be fantastic. Well, it's been an interesting discussion.
And I'll keep you posted as soon as I've got some, significant outputs from the project. I'm sorry I'm here and there and all over at the moment.
Oh, no, it's fantastic. And Despena's, that's a lovely tree that Despena's.
It's her island.
I feel like we're sprites in a tree. So excuse my lack of background, my nice background as I usually have. I've got my chaos of moving. I'm moving from my flat to a house.
Ah, nice.
But it was a forced upon me move. So anyway, thank you everyone for coming. It's been a great discussion.
I agree. When next you guys see me, I will officially be 71 years of age.
Yeah, that's
When's your birthday? When's your birthday, Bob?
Friday.
The official is Friday. Right, but I've already started celebrating.
I'm sure you have.
And we have a celebration here in DC called Watermelon Day DC.
Oh,
but it's known as Watermelon Day DC / Baba C's birthday celebration.
Oh.
Yes.
I'll check it out. Baba C watermelon.
Yeah. So I'm quite sure there's going to be something up on Facebook after the fact, but it's a multicultural, intergenerational, all the free watermelon one can eat. Performances by children, by those who are children at heart. It's going to be a lot of fun. Music, puppetry, capoeira demonstrations, and a certain griot has been allegedly is rumored to perform a story or two.
Well, yeah, I can't imagine who that would be. And I must give credit to my crew at Cambridge Folk Festival this weekend.
Oh,
which
yes.
was Maria Gillan, who was marvelous, Alan Kamara, who we haven't had in the cafe yet, but I'm sure we will. Seth Townsend, Sarah Lloyd Wender,
Wow. Big name.
Lindsay Fuchs, who you don't know yet. So Maria, and I met, well, Donald was there, and I've missed one. I know. Oh, Juliana Marin.
Yes.
Yes. How could I forget Juliana?
One can't.
I should be drummed out of the regiment immediately. So, but they were fantastic, and we raided cafes and told stories for an hour, whether people wanted them or not.
Did you run into Norman?
No. We got Norman coming. He's up in Scotland still. I had it's called a session cafe, which is a hint on what should be happening there. And the person who owns the cafe, hold on, we have Norman joining us now.
That's Norman.
Yeah. So his trade always increased when we were telling, except one woman who as I'm trying to encourage the audience to join in, one woman said, maybe some people are trying to enjoy the cafe. So I said, in that case, I'll interrupt you. Hello, top of Norman's head. You come just as we're closing, but you can say hello to everyone.
Hello.
No one under the age of 900 has joined us today. Oh, Manuela and Despina are not 900. They've just crossed into being 26-year-olds, so too old to tell. So are you frozen to death up in Scotland?
You're muted, Norman.
No, he's just lost his voice.
Hope he finds it.
Anyway, what we've got coming up, we've got next month, we have on Friday the person David talked about. Amna. I need these things in front of me. I have them. Yes. Amna Berkey, who I'm looking forward to. And then next Tuesday, hopefully, with young people as well this time, instead of us talking about our projects with young people.
Yeah.
We have at 5 o'clock our International Young Tellers. I mean, today it's been our International Young Teller Supporters. But
we'll make sure something happens next Tuesday.
We made something happen. We gave everyone the opportunity to join. But for now, thank you very much. Thank you, Waleed, for driving the magic carpet, flying the magic carpet. Not so bit of a failure on the magic. You didn't pick up any youngsters on the way, and I'll send you a schedule soon this week. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye.
Everyone take care.
Ciao. Bye.
Keep those presents and birthday wishes coming.
I will.
Yeah, happy birthday. Happy
Thank
birthday to you. We could all sing. Let's go out singing happy birthday. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Baba C.
Happy birthday to you.
Right.
As only World Storytelling Cafe could do. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
See you in a bit.
Buon compleanno.
nice to see you. If not, have a conversation, Norman.
I know. It's a story you'll find out later. Take care.
Yes, you're looking very wise. See you. Bye.
To be continued. Until the next time.
A prochaine.
C out.